So I have to run 2 at a time each direction, or one direction, depending on how many hands I feel like using. I've got one base station, one hand throttle, and then one double hand throttle. So you can run 2 trains on one, and then singles on the control station and the single. No trains coming. Slow down. And I do have a couple. I have one more plug-in panel for hand controllers, but I'm not that far down the track where I don't have data buses running down to that end of the layout yet. So that's on hold for a while. But I do have one ready to go, which means that the hand throttles can then be moved around. And I might buy 2 more of those. They're not very expensive. I might buy 2 more of those for the other side of the benchwork, so that you can run from wherever you're standing in the room, north, south, east, west. Actually, northwest, southwest, northeast, southeast. But that's a ways off. The concerted effort at the moment is let's get things so it's running, and then we can. It's a long trip, so we can do things as we work along. What is full of barley? Oh, the S7s are full of barley again. I see. Well, good job we just got here. And there's the harvester. That's awesome. Okay, let's do a little bit of jumping around. I think I'll just empty the harvester once. And go top off the truck. And then now I do not have the mod that is create Bale contract baling thing where you can bale up the straw. But I think the workers are, I can create the straw. I can do straw swaths or not do straw swaths. Let's back it up a bit. But I'm not sure if I'm allowed to pick up the straw. That used to be a mod. And I don't know if it's still a mod, and I definitely know that if it is a mod, I don't have it loaded. So we will do that into there. I now need to get the truck into town and back. So we'll back that off. Now we need to be fast. And I think I left the engine on that. Let's turn that off for now. Okay, time to follow the school bus. Anybody else? No. Well, let's put the covers on, because it would be bad to leave a ton of barley in the streets of the town. Lots of school buses. Is that all of them? Okay, so we are now 29% contract done. Delivery, this might take us up to 34%. Don't knock off the salt sign. Okay. The other thing I'm going to want to check. So the next thing we're checking is the bales. Can I bale this? If I can bale it, then the next thing I'm going to need to do is probably get. What have I got back at the farm? I've got the little the little 250 is on. I honestly don't know what I've got back anywhere at the moment. The 6R250. Oh, the 6R165, which could have done the baling, is currently on the sprayer. That's why it's not available. I'm going to have to use the case to haul the bale collector. But I only need to worry about that if we can actually make the bales. But then I will need to schedule that out. And I think the plan is to sell bales as we go. I don't want to be in the situation where... Can I unload this yet? Thank you. I don't want to be in the situation where I bring the bale collector out and yeah, that doesn't work. Or I forget to do a thing and let's pull forward. That's better. Okay, that's empty. So you and empty the back. And select the back. Yeah, I don't want to be in the situation where I get, I have to finish and I've only collected half the bales and I lose the rest of them, or I forget and I collect a ton of bales. And that too would be bad. Okay, and then you. See, you doesn't work immediately. Now it does, because it has to close the gate before you can select the other one. Now I can select the front truck, and it'll carry on emptying that one. Okay, we are 30% transported. That's fine. And the harvester is almost full. Already, of course. So run this round to here. We'll go and empty the harvester so it's not delayed. Here is the harvester. Over there somewhere. So it seems to be fairly sensible. It's doing this block here first, which I'm quite happy with. Sometimes what they'll do is they'll get to where they do one complete row, and then I'll go off and do somewhere completely different. That may or may not be the case right now. I'm not seeing harvester here because it's now doing this bottom section and the top section separately. There it is. There it is. Okay. So we have 7,800. I cannot empty the harvester twice. Totally. I can empty it totally once. So this will put us up 21,000 and a bit. which is fine. But once again, I'm going to have to move out of the way because I don't know if this is just going to do this block down the south here and then go and finish off the block at the north. It's fairly efficient. It's not totally efficient. So 21,000 and a few and some. There you go. I'm going to park off to the side here. 11 o'clock already. My goodness. Doesn't time fly when you're having fun? I do enjoy it, harvesting. Where's my truck? There. But we do have people coming around this afternoon. We're going to have a game afternoon. Card games, kids can play, all sorts of fun. And I think, train coming. Oh no, train gone. Ooh. Go. Did I crash? I got too close to worry him. Dude, you real world idiot. Yes, people do that. Really. Okay, so we now expect folks to be arriving in about half an hour, so I may have to end this rather abruptly. And I don't think I'm going to get the harvest done today. I do think I'm going to park the truck here, though, so that there's more room for the tractor to get to it. That's that. You're done. Oh, harvester's wandering off somewhere. Okay. So, let me see if we can collect straw. And that would be a big fat no. Okay. Well, good to know. We can't Bale collect straw on contracts. As I said, I think there might be a mod that lets me do that, but to be fair, I don't need to do all that all the time. And it's it's extra money. Actually, it's quite good money for 11,000 litre bales. But we can head back to the farm. We're all good. And I should... Oh, F1? Oh, no, I'm going to... So the next cut is going to be hay, which I can do with big bales. So having big bales set up for the baler is fine. There's only going to be... Actually, the next thing I'm going to be doing is my straw in the wheat field. And then my straw in the one oat field. Not oat. Soybean field that I have. Soybeans can create straw on this map, not base game. But that gives me a lot of straw. I think I already have too much, but I'm going to produce it and collect it and sell it. Because, hey, it's extra money. Eventually, what I might do is I could get a square baler. I am strongly considering getting a square baler, and I could do hay and straw square and just do big bales. And I can then leave this on medium setting and just do medium round bales and wrap the round bales, because you can't wrap anything bigger than a round bale with most of the bale wrappers. The snake baler does work, does do large round bales. I don't think it does large square bales. But to be perfectly honest, I haven't really got into using it because I did have a host of problems in FS25 where it was bugging out chronically, and I ended up with big bale monsters walking across the field like tornadoes do in 25. Not destroying crops, they were just Stay Puft Past Marshmallow Man type monsters made of bales, and it was just frustrating as all get out. I got myself a bale storage shed, and the bales would spawn underground, so I would lose the bales that way. And the bales were just as frustrating as all get out. So I was not a happy bunny. I kept the baling equipment, but only for bales I was selling. So I could just bale something, stick it on the bale collector, and dump it off at the sale point, and just done. That was it. Everything else I was doing make your own silage clamp, fill a silage clamp with silage or with chaff and wrap it. That can be a long, slow, boring task as well. But with FS25, I haven't gone back to that particular bale wrapper. That said, I'm not having bale issues, so that's kind of a good thing. We are making bales, they are working, we can wrap them, we can store them, we can feed them to animals without any issues. What am I doing with this tractor? I think I can park this tractor over by that tractor. Actually, I'll park this next to the mower, because then the big tractor can go between them. Oh, and the harvester's full, so let's go find it. I think the harvester, actually, you know what? Whoops. Where the heck am I? Oh, I'm at the bottom of the field, aren't I? Okay. I think the harvester went over here somewhere. Of course, what I could do is expand the map. And, oh no. He's over here. And I'm not going to get a full load out of him, but I have so far to drive anyway. I might as well empty the harvester. and then empty this, and then we won't get a full load out of the harvester next. Where is the dude? Come on. Am I in the wrong place? Oh! He's over there. Gee. Well, you know what? Since we know where the truck is, I think maybe we'll empty this. Then I can empty the harvester twice, as opposed to just half a time. That was just workers doing worker things. That should be full. Good. Next. So I did watch Millennial Farmer's video this morning, where he was attempting to hatch his snowblower to the back of his tractor and having all sorts of issues because the ground wasn't level. I have not yet watched Tom Pemberton's video on stuff that comes out of cows that isn't milk, because he has a manure dryer. Which basically makes the manure. The manure is, what do I want to say? Because it's drier, it's a lot more powdery, so easier to spread. And it squeezes out all of the liquid, which then goes into the slurry system. And so he ends up being able to spread far more slurry over everything than manure. He doesn't have to take the manure out very much. He doesn't generate a lot of solid matter once it's dried out. So that's all the thing. Okay, this looks like he's going to be done. I can turn this engine off. Is I doing anything else anywhere? Truck. Oh, you know what? Yes. Do you have forks on the front? You do. Okay. So I'm not sure how much grass I'm going to be able to put into the sheep pen. Hopefully this whole bale. But we can't wrap this bale, it's just too darn big. Lift the forks up, and how's that looking? That's looking fine. Stab. I have become a fan of these deer vehicles. They don't seem to be as popular in America. But the whole telescoping thing is just great. Doing that, however, not so great. Boop, and well, it vanished. Let's have a look, because we haven't done a lot of. Okay, so June, July is when we sell the soybeans. June 4 is when we'll sell the silage. I don't know when the best silage. Probably is silage. Well, actually, that's this one. Silage. That one there. Actually, end of June is going to be kind of okay. This is actually a good time to sell silage, so I'm not too fussed about that. This we have Still got 56,000 litres of manure. 2 loads there. We have no slurry, but we do have 60,000 litres coming on. I sold the wool last month, so there's no wool left now. Goat milk, I'm going to wait till we get to 10,000 before we sell that. It's a harvesting contract. Actually, should we look at active contract and see if there's any new? So 33,000 harvesting contract for spinach, not doing that. Not a good. See, baling contract, 9,000, that's a good thing. Oh, square bales, can't do that because I don't have a square baler. Hoeing contracts, not worth a lot of money. Fertilising contract, that's kind of cool, and it's next door. I could consider that one. Mowing contract is bottom of the lane, but again, I could do that. And